Hey everyone, my name is Titanic, and welcome back to another episode of Titancraft Season 9. Today, we are back on the Titancraft server. Oh god, that was a bit of lag. How's everybody doing? I hope you're all doing fan-freaking-tastic. Like last episode, it's a pretty late night recording, and I'm honestly just trying to get some footage. That's about all my goal is at the moment. I want to make sure you beautiful people have some footage to watch. Am I? Okay. I feel like these are louder than they have been, but maybe I'm just tired, and that's the problem. But today, we are going to be working on the underground village for a bit. Not really sure how much progress I'm going to make today, but I wanted to do something because I really need to get episodes, and that is what we're going to work on. Now, next week, I'm going to up the ante. Right now, I'm really just trying to get back on pace with the series. I fell really behind the last week and a half, and I feel really bad about it. Of course, it all started like a week ago when I couldn't get that video footage to upload, and actually that was almost 2 weeks ago now, and ever since I've kind of just been off on the Titancraft series, and I'm really hoping next week to rebound. I've been rushing basically every episode I've released since then. It's kind of been a rushed thing that I just have not enjoyed producing whatsoever, and it was more done to just make sure there's an episode rather than actually produce a good episode, which I don't like doing. And so next week there's going to be some variety in content. I'm actually going to just do a trio of episodes real quick to try to at least get some diversity going here, and then after that point we will figure out what else to do in the series. Episode 50 is very close now, and I guess I won't lie, my goal has been long to hit episode 50 before the end of September. Or that's been my goal roughly now for at least since mid-August to keep the series on the pace I want to follow. So right now I'm very time limited to meet that goal, and thus that is why we are kind of doing what we're going to do. So I need you all to just bear in with me. I know it's not the greatest circumstance we have going here, but we're going to make it work. We're going to survive this. And we are going to make progress. And I don't know why my voice sounds kind of dead at the moment. It shouldn't. I haven't been doing that much screaming. I've been making memes all night with friends. And again, it's another case. I keep thinking things are gonna happen, and I keep waiting, and I keep just procrastinating, even recording. And what happens is I find myself being alone then at the end of the night, having to record these by myself. And I'm not gonna do that next week. I made this mistake, and that's part of the reason I put off so many days this week not recording. Next week, things should be back to much more normal. I might actually even make a video kind of talking about some of what happened recently in the group. If we finally can close close the chapter that the group has been in, because I know I've mentioned it a few times, but yeah, things have not been as glorious as behind the scenes as they appear to be in the series. But although the season is doing pretty good, I will admit I am still enjoying the season quite a lot. I obviously am a little bit stressed trying to keep things caught up with the series, and you know, I'm overwhelmed with how much I have to do, just all over the board, and trying to keep up with my YouTube series is a stress, but it was one I just had to adapt to. But oh, my words just disappeared. But yeah, some of the stuff behind the scenes has not been as sweet, to say it nicely. Like there have been some rough times for the group, I won't lie. And I've been trying to not talk about it too much publicly because it is not fun to talk about, and I don't want to bring other people down way down by our group's drum. But yeah, definitely. I think it'll be kind of fun though to look back at everything once we do close this chapter in Titancraft history. Hopefully, very, very soon. In fact, yeah, by the time I get home to record more footage for next week, it should all be blown over, I would hope. But so yeah, next week will be episode 50 already, which is just mind-boggling. It's been so long since I've seen episode 50 in a series. Well, I guess you think about it, since Titancraft Season 5 ended, that was the last time I had a series over that many episodes. I guess right before that is when I ended my Terraria Expert Let's Play, which was a 50-episode series, but, like, that was a long time ago, and I've really been trying to, think about other ideas for series and stuff we could try on the channel. I really want to try to do a demo series at some point. I don't know. I have so many ideas, but so little time, and some of it I just don't even have the motivation to work on. I'm going to talk to some friends, I guess. Yeah, we'll spoil a few things. I guess I have a potential idea for a Minecraft series. I have a potential idea for a Minecraft stream series. I have an idea to just bring back Titanic Plays Minecraft again, because it's still, like, not with a new world or anything, but just revive what we have, but just switch up what we've been doing so far in the series, and kind of change the progression pace that I set from the beginning. Instead of focusing so much on building, just more focus on experiencing everything in the game, which, I don't know, yeah, that's probably the least likely of my options to play out with, but, you know, it's just something to think about, food for thought, per se. But otherwise, I do have some other ideas, like maybe, I want to say, yeah, sure. I've been thinking possibly about doing a Terraria live series with a friend or two. It depends how things work out, with scheduling. But kind of like the closing act, I guess you could say, to Terraria 1.3, or even like maybe a duo, like do a one last class challenge and one last regular playthrough. Like, I would like to just play through the game a few more times and you know, give 1.3 its respective goodbye, because 1.3 has been an amazing patch for Terraria, and obviously, Terraria being one of my favorite games of all time. Actually, I would argue it is my favorite game of all time. It's pretty hard to just move on to the next patch. Like, I'm so excited to have something to hype up to, and 1.4 isn't going to be an awesome update. I am absolutely sure of it. I can't wait to do stuff on my channel related to it. But at the same time, it is going to be hard to say goodbye to version 1.3, and we're definitely going to do some stuff in tribute of it very soon, I think, if I can make time, and if 1.4 doesn't surprise me. Judging by the latest state of the game, I still hold my theory that we're not going to get 1.4 in 2019. I'm going to make the safe guess it's going to be out in the first quarter of 2020. That's been my hunch since, like, July, and I'm holding to it, because that seems to be much more aligned with the timetable they seem to be following. The development they've showed so far from the update and where it just sounds like they're at, it just doesn't seem like they could possibly be ready to release it that soon. So, you know, that's why I'm kind of going with that theory. I guess all theorizing, but I should make sure no Endermen were back here. No, good. I've had problems with Endermen trying to steal dirt. Let's see. So I don't know. There's definitely a lot of different ideas for series and different things I want to try yet, and we'll see how that ends up going. I'm going to talk to some friends, and again, I know I even mentioned it a while back, and I won't lie, I haven't given it much thought, and that's why I'm talking about it publicly even, because it's such a weird idea even to me that it just doesn't seem likely I'm going to do it, but that's why I'm kind of just throwing it around. Is when I just on the spot came up with that idea, I believe it was in the episode that was in the desert, of making a new channel and just making this channel dedicated to only Titancraft, and then making a new channel that can be a fresh start that I focus on trying to make a much different style of content, much more high quality edited stuff versus this channel that for much of its history has been largely oriented towards quantity, and to this day Titancraft undeniably sits in that category. I do prioritize quantity with the series, and my main reason is that's my main drive and motivation. I don't always have time to sit down and record for 5 hours, then edit for 10 hours, and get that video up. Like, I just don't have that kind of time or the motivation to do it. Like, for me, the hardest part about doing some of these mega things is if I know they're going to take a long time, I have an increasingly hard time having the patience to sit down and work on them. It's been an issue for a while now, so, you know, it's definitely interesting. Motivation's a huge struggle, though, you can watch my entire channel's history. I've been plagued with different degrees of it and different things, like when I almost quit YouTube right before season 1 of right before I found Titancraft, I almost quit YouTube thinking, oh man, I'm not gonna go anywhere. My channel's not growing. It's the end of the world. And now I don't like the points I made in that video, but like that was something that was driving me to not be motivated to do YouTube it. I didn't wanted to drop it until I decided to give it a shot with this series, which obviously the series didn't explode by any means, but it did. It's led me on one of the greatest adventures of my life. It's let me meet some of my best friends in my life. Like, good God, if without this group, like, we have 33 members as of when I'm recording this, and that's no minor feat to have so many people in your group. Like, you know, I should see, where's the mob tunnel at? I do want to just get an idea. I'm probably going to work on this in the next episode, but I want to get a start. But I don't know. Like, for example, I guess when I found out Titancraft, it was me, Logan, Ice, or at that point she was known as Dom, because her and Dom shared an account. Dom and Ice are brother and sister, and Ship. And so I guess when I found out the group, Ice was one of my IRL best friends. Logan was at that point my online best friend, even though, like, it's so weird now. Like, at that point we were so close, yet in hindsight we really had not known each other for that long yet, all things considered. But let's see. All right, x equals 32. Y equals 24, and basically anywhere past anything past anything like z greater than 20. Oh no, less than. Z's get smaller this way. Okay, all right. But anyways, at that point, so yeah, and then Ship was Logan's friend, so our group was so tight, was such just a tight little niche. And then of course our first new Titan to join after was like a month later with Broken's addition to the group, and he didn't last very long. He was kind of an IRL friend, I guess you could call him, and he wasn't nowadays I don't like him at all. I still see him around at school sometimes. I don't really respect him very much. I don't think he's the greatest guy, but he's okay, and he is part of our history, and I won't deny him that. Then, of course, Dom joined in just under a month after the group started, so... And that's kind of what started to feel the divide between Dom and Ice, because Ice finally got her own Minecraft account, so she no longer used her shared account with Dom, and from that point forward, like, kind of started to build that tension. But now, like, look at how many people I've met. Like, I'm sure it's no secret, Clash and I are really good friends now, and in fact, his 1-year anniversary as a member of Titancraft is coming up next week? No, don't quote me on that. Just over a week from now. It's like 10 days off. It's October 7th. So, prepare for some special episode. I haven't decided what yet. It will be something. I have not decided, though. But that is an episode that will be a very, very special episode to me. And I am going to do something. Most Titan anniversaries aren't a really huge deal. But for somebody, if you've watched the series since Clash joined, obviously his influence on the group has been absolutely massive. And I know I mentioned it. I was talking about it a few weeks ago, but without Clash, the group probably would have died. In our most inactive hours of season 7 and season 8, he kept playing and he kept giving us hope. And also, I'm like, you know what? You're giving me a reason to have hope to play. Hello, I'm recording, but welcome to my episode, KRH.
I was kind of popping in real quick because I have to do some stuff. What's popping, gamers?
Hello, cat. Have an egg in the face.
Yes, I want to quote you on that. Have an egg in the face.
Yeah, just do an egg in my cat's face. That's very nice, kitty.
Well, I gotta do some stuff. I might pop in here in a bit. I was playing Alistair, and I might pop in here if they're done. I don't know, RPD's in there.
Alright.
We'll see. We'll see.
You have fun doing whatever you want to do.
Well, I gotta do some stuff for a bit before I get yelled at, you know, so.
Okay.
Have fun.
Welcome to the world of Titancraft, where stuff randomly happens, but yeah. Alright. Oof. How am I gonna design this? Okay. I don't know what we're gonna put here yet, but we're just gonna put like a cobblestone indicator that this is something special. So in the next episode, we're gonna start just digging the tunnel so we can finally seal off that skeleton spawner. I'm tired of having that thing be open to the community constantly. I don't know, maybe I'll leave it open a little bit longer to let people go down there and use it, but yeah. Anyways, I'm out of time for this episode, so Next episode, we'll work on the tunnel and continue on. It'll probably be a short episode like this episode, but, you know, it's not going to be the end of the world either way, is it now? Yeah, let's see. F5. Alright, thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed. And I'll see you guys in the next episode of Titancraft Season 9. Peace out.